Studio Mappa's Chainsaw Man is easily the most anticipated anime I have seen in years, beating out excited returns, and why wouldn't it be? Mappa has been the talk of the town when it comes to anime adaptations as of late, maybe because they've been doing them all, but this honestly might be their best adaptation yet. But even the manga Chainsaw Man has been taken the anime community by storm for its storytelling, characters, and absolute heartbreaking but hopeful story. Which there are a lot of those things. I've come to a realization that sentence doesn't make too much sense, but stick with me here. Oh hey, didn't see you there. You know, I don't know much about this Chainsaw Man, but if the main villain is rather large tree branch man, then it's gonna be a walk in the park. I don't think I even saw a tree in that entire manga. Chainsaw Man was written by the absurdly interesting Tatsuki Fujimoto, who has a bit of a previous history with manga like the series Fire Punch. After Chainsaw Man, he made a few one-shots. Oh, and he also pretends to be his little sister on Twitter. Yeah, really, look it up. But we aren't talking about any one of those today. If the opening paragraph, title, and thumbnail wasn't enough, I can be mysterious at times, I really wanted to talk about Chainsaw Man. Now, first things first, we're going to be addressing the most obvious thing about Chainsaw Man that even a passing glance can give. The manga and anime look stunning. Starting with the manga, it feels geniusly laid out. Feeling different than most manga I've read personally. You can experience the same thing in most of Fujimoto's works on how the panel layouts just work with the overall vibe. During casual scenes, everything is almost formulaic in its nature, but if you aren't a nerd and would rather watch things, the anime is no slouch in the visuals department, but making a uniquely impressive anime is possible. I feel like Studio Trigger lives in that, and I do wonder what a Trigger Chainsaw Man would look like, but I am more than content with what we got, which is a 12-episode series that could very, very easily be mistaken for a movie. I mean, look at its quality, the style, the shadows, everything! I mean, either the movie description's accurate, or I paid $15 for this popcorn for nothing. There are surely ways to dissect why this looks as good as it does. An obvious amount of care was put into it. Not only that, but the way scenes are handled and played out can give the same feeling as the interesting pacing in the manga without replicating it one-to-one. Because I don't think the stillness at times or the fast pace at times would translate as well. So some different camera angles and some extra movement are thrown in, and never before has 22 minutes ever felt so fast. And I'll be damned if I get lied to. If I don't have 22 bowls of minute-ready rice by the time this episode ends, I'm going to lose my absolute mind. Alright, you got lucky. Chainsaw Man takes place in a world that's seemingly similar to ours, but there are a few key differences. Less McDonald's, more manifestations of people's fear, which is very common knowledge among the population of this humanity. That's right, we got these guys walking around known as devils. Like mentioned before, there are iterations of stuff people can fear. Though the range is pretty far with what can be a devil. We range from things that we can all agree is scary, like, I don't know, zombies, but there's also a tomato devil canonically in the series, and I want to know who's afraid of tomatoes. I swear to God, if that picture doesn't get taken off my desk right now, I am moving out! These devils can have different powers based on what they are, or they can just be monstrous forms of whatever they're based on. But that's where the devil hunters come in, and let me tell you, it's not a fun power system for those involved. To kill devils, you gotta make friends with them by making some kind of sacrifice, called a contract. Probably something to do with your body, like an eye or skin, or whatever else people like to grow so much. Or maybe you can sacrifice something more abstract, like your reputation, I don't know. Do I really have to do this?
Only if you want super cool demon powers.
Oh hey, I did see you there. But there are also devils and fiends who are forced to help the humans and the devil hunters for one reason or the other. The latter, a fiend being a human whose body has been taken over by a devil, and well, it's theirs now. I'm not gonna tell them to leave, that'd just be rude. And in that devil kind of category is where we find our main character Denji, who isn't like any Shonen protagonist you've seen. After getting the powers of chainsaws, sorry, let me say it properly, motherfucking chainsaws! He works for the public safety devil hunters after living in extreme poverty his entire life. Just dreaming of extremely basic things like having normal meals and a funny thing that people like. I am gonna put a pin in that for now. I do think Denji's an interesting character though, like even despite the chainsaws, which feels like a pretty big thing to despite. He's just so very human. He steadily grows towards people, and the way he interacts with those people, being part out of self-interest, part probably, I'm sure there's a conscious there. And based on how we spend time with him seeing how he lived before he chainsawed it up, not once do we really question why he's willing to go as far as he does to try to make progress with a girl or to be able to eat Burger King or something. We are introduced to a Denji with simple dreams, and we see him commit so much to those simple dreams. Though a dream about Burger King sounds more like a nightmare. Wait, would that mean there's a Burger King devil? And the person who gave Denji this opportunity was Makima, one of the most powerful devil hunters. I don't know where else to go with this character. Honestly, Makima feels like a topic all on her own, but you know what? I think it would be better for the anime to keep talking about her. In the meantime, how about a character we can talk about, Aki? He's the leader of Special Division 4, which is where Denji was placed. To contrast Denji's desires for a simple life in a way that can be considered almost silly, we have Aki, who's on the other side of the serious spectrum. By no means would I easily compare Aki to another anime character though. Like Denji, Aki just feels really human, which makes how he acts that more engaging, with how he deals with Denji and how they kinda get a mutual understanding of each other. But what's better than a duo of characters? Can I phone a friend? We have Power, easily one of my favorite characters in the series. Unlike Denji, who's sort of like a fiend, she's outright a fiend of the Blood Devil. We thought the spectrum of maturity was Denji and Aki, but Power shows that Denji's actually somewhere in the middle. By all accounts, she should be easy to dislike with how she tries to throw people under the bus, and is just probably not too nice and annoys the hell out of the characters. But whenever she's on screen, she steals the show. But I understand that people have their doubts about the show. So I already read the manga Chainsaw Man, which is about as brag-worthy as discovering whatever hidden gems are stocked at Walmart. But I need you to trust me on this one. So for the past few years, I feel like there's been some form of constant conversation about Chainsaw Man. There's been a metric load of hype around anything about the series, whether that be a sequel manga or the anime coming out. And if you personally ask me if it deserves the hype, I'd say yeah. Chainsaw Man is an incredible series and is one of the few that I find myself periodically revisiting and just absolutely binge reading. However, I was able to go through the entire thing as fast or as slow as I wanted to because the medium that I took a swing at was already done by the time I got to it. So I don't know what it would be like going through the series weekly the way anime viewers are right now. But I've seen discussion around Chainsaw Man that has expectations that I don't think will be matched as the series progresses with the anime. See, that's the problem with the anime community. Why can't they just be psychic and look into the future? So far in the anime, there hasn't been too much to show the series isn't another horny anime to add to the pile in that genre. And it's not like those haven't been popular before, so I've seen and spoken to some people that think that Chainsaw Man's been kinda missold when being described as anything other than a good old B&B. Which I can see why that would be assumed so far. There is a bit of a fan servicey vibe to it, and some of the subject matter is addressed plain and simple, but if you ever plan on just blindly trusting a stranger on the internet, have it be now. Chainsaw Man is a deep and unique story that explores themes in a way that's usually not done in Shonen. And going in completely blind when I did, Chainsaw Man floored me so many times over. That said, I didn't have time to linger on the admittedly weirder moments. But I can safely say they do not define the series in a way that it feels like it's being defined right now. So just stick to it. And if you want a spoiler-free way of verifying it, just see how much symbolism is in the opening. And each unique ending for every single episode. By the way, I didn't mention it before, but each episode has a unique ending theme. That's pretty cool. And it just shows you how much depth can be in each single one of these episodes. Just give it time. Just keep giving it time. Just trust me on this one. Chainsaw Man is a series that I love to periodically go back to, but enough about that, I talked about it already. Honestly, I wanted to see what the odds were of the Burger King devil really existing. What the hell do you mean he already does?